we'll kick it off with our first question of what are your sexual expectations when in a relationship?
Sexual expectations in a relationship, I would have to say, like again, that is real different. You're using very scientific words. Um,
Am I?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Listen, I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Okay.
it's Easter Sunday. Blessed be all that believe in, follow the thing. Blessed Easter Sunday. So how to navigate through that kind of situation? Sexual expectations in the bedroom. Boy, there's a whole lot because then there's like your wants is an expectations, your needs is also an expectations.
Yeah.
So what happens when you don't get either one of those? I know how that feels. Not on the receiving end, more so on the giving end. But everybody has an off day. So we try to recoup from that. But communicating that is I mean, yeah, you should be very upfront in navigating your expectations in the bedroom. And that does apply a lot of pressure on a lot of people, but
Does it?
um I mean, yeah, because then it's like then you go in thinking, oh, this is a natural thing, but then you go into thinking, am I meeting this person's expectations during this whole session? Because now it's not about the moment. For some people, they can definitely swipe away that. For other people, it's like, now it's not about the moment. Now it's about an expectation that you feel obligated. It's kind of like what you were saying before. It's not right for everybody to think one person has to be everything for you. That's a lot of pressure. So that thought and that expectation going into that definitely plays into that same kind of category, or a person not consume something that is just maybe because the mind plays tricks on you. You may think, I mean, whether you like it or not, you're gonna probably look at it as a Herculean task. And so, for some people, then the excitement and the fun goes out the window, and then it's all like numbers, data, statistics, you
Right.
know.
So you're in your head more than actually
Yeah. And
going through
then
your
actually
process.
focus on it. So I do believe a lot of people don't talk about that and have that discussion because they want to prevent these kind of things from happening. Others, like myself, we do have that conversation because I want to know what I need to work on.
Right.
Constructive
Communication's a
criticism.
big deal. Yeah.
Constructive criticism is key, especially in that aspect. So it's like I want to know where I can do better and where I can. And in some cases, you just ain't got the equipment to get it all in. And it's just like at that point, you gotta substitute or tag somebody else in. I don't know what to tell you.
That's
Um,
fair.
so I mean that is my thought process on how to navigate sexual expectations in a relationship, or like as in a relationship, you do that because you want to set expectations. Everybody wants a goal to meet, and when you're not in a relationship, we ask if you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't.
I think
There's
there's
hope.
still expectations even when you're not in a relationship. It's just
Yeah, but you
less.
don't really care as much. The pressure is a lot less. You don't care as much because then you're just like, yeah, I'm going to give it the old college try, and then there's the hey, womp womp womp. You never know what you're gonna get in a box of chocolates. So Forrest Gump. But yeah, so that would no, but that's the thing that's different when you're in a relationship and you're not in a relationship. So it's like some people are very very tentative lovers, and some people even consider the act of doing that while they're even not in love or in a relationship with people as the word lovers, making love, or whatever. I don't know, but everybody's different in that category. I've never, because once again, I speak on these things, but not everybody is very ever often forthcoming. And
As open,
I
yeah.
didn't always ask everybody that stuff before. So, and then when you go back and you ask, everybody's like, should I talk about it? I don't know. No, we're not. It's awkward. It's weird. Why do you want to know? It's like, God, this is,
Yeah, because we never in our upbringing, my upbringing, there's never a period of time where anybody sat down with me and was like, "Oh, these are the things that you talk about before having sex or before finding a partner that you want to have sex with." Like nobody has those conversations. So when you get into those situations, unless you've been taught that in like previous relationships or some other context, like most people don't know how to have those conversations. Like, this is what I expect. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Like, these are my weird kinks. These are my freak out things. Like, the things, if you do them, I'm done. Like, nobody ever talks about those things.
No,
It's like
no.
they're on the same level as like STIs. Like, ooh, if we just don't talk about it, they don't exist. No,
Yeah.
they're still there.
I mean, the STI part's a little strong, but okay, I get it. I do get it. But it is that thing though, where you're just like, oh, do I have that conversation? Like I said, for me, I enjoy that conversation. That might segue into something else for me, but I enjoy the fact of knowing and letting you know, nah, I'm not doing that. That's
But
your point of
for
view.
some guys though, like if a female were to tell them like this is what I expect, or at the end of the session, like, oh, I would prefer this instead, or maybe if you could do more of this. Some people get like offended, like, oh, was
Like
I
you know what it is? It's just pride because at the end of the day, nobody's ever a master. This is a human being we're talking about.
right?
And
It's a learning.
what will work with one woman may not work with the next. Everybody's gonna have fun, nevertheless. Though some
Right.
people are gonna have more fun, and some people are gonna have less fun. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you want. Everybody's gonna be completely different. So you gonna
Yeah.
win some, you gonna lose some. You gonna strike out a couple of times, and may not. I mean, some people just gonna have a good time with it. Some people will definitely have a good time. Some people may have an exhilarating time because things are done. You don't do everything for everybody the same, and some people you do the same stuff for they don't like. So, you
True.
know,
Everybody's different.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then again, it comes back to trauma. Some people have traumas that if you do this thing to them, it's like a triggering thing, and they're like, oh, that face. Okay.
that face. I was like, oh my god, no. No, I thought what you said, and I felt that. I was just like, ew.
Yeah, because there are
Yeah.
some things that are like, whoa, you're doing this thing, and the
I'm
other
like,
person may not know that
yes.
it's a trigger. But if y'all aren't having this conversation, how are they supposed to know?
There's that part too. There's that part. There's the three don'ts, or you got a list of don'ts, and you got to like. I like to ask people, what are your do's and don'ts?
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta know. Like, listen, if I do this, I don't want to be kicked out because I did something I didn't know. So, what are your do's and your don'ts?
right.
Do this. Don't do that. This is okay. Hell no to this. I was just like,
Right.
I need to find out these questions before we can, in some cases, before we can go any further. However, if you're in the meet and greets and it happens one night over a nightcap, hey, at that point, you're rolling a dice. You're rolling a dice. You're playing craps at this point. But yeah, those questions are very, very, very important. Very important. They are part of my thing I told you about, Jordan, the 21.
Yeah, 21
Yes, they're part of my.
questions.
Yeah,
That's
it's
coming
very.
soon. Look out for it.
Yes, yes, yes. And so it's like it is one of those things that is on the list, and it's like you'd be surprised. Some people are very taboo about it. Some people don't even know
Yeah.
what they want, though. They don't even know
Yeah.
their do's and don'ts,
Yeah.
and that's like that's hard. And then like for other like it's so many ways. It's so many things I've come across like that where I'm just like, you don't have a. I
Yeah.
never really thought about it. I just went with the flow. I hear you. We all going with the flow, but there's some
Right.
stuff where I'm just like, no, don't do.
Right.
No, don't talk to me this way. Don't touch me somewhere. It's just
Right.
like, and if I'm not like, I got some sort of a thing like that. I'm not saying 100%, but it's like I need to know what kind of Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't do that to me. Do this,
And
not
I
that.
think that goes a lot to having that sense of self-awareness, like we always talk about. Like when I'm talking with my clients and we get to that phase of the conversation where we're talking about our bodies and sexuality and stuff like that, majority of the females that I talk to, like you sent me that video about like pleasure mapping, right? And that's kind of what I talk about with my clients. And majority of them are like, yeah, no, I have no clue what I like or what I don't like. Like I've never explored down there. Like I don't do that. Like I'm just used to somebody else doing it for me. And I'm just like, well, if you're used to somebody else doing it for you, how do you know what you like and what you don't like? Like there's different pressure and techniques and all these different things. And they're just like, yeah, no, I just do whatever my partner is doing. I either like it or I don't. And I'm just like, yep, that's one way to go about it. All right. But Like, you have to know yourself in order to help somebody else to be a good, partner for you.
Hey, I totally agree. I said that exact same thing to somebody once. I'm like, listen, you're out here. Some women are out here telling people, oh, they can't do this right, they can't do that right. My thing is this: how is somebody, if you yourself don't know what gets you going and gets you right, how can a complete stranger even come close to it if you don't
Right.
know yourself? And if they don't even know if they don't even know the chapter one or the first syllable of sentence or whatever to even get you into your spot, yo, then what is the point?
You're doing something wrong. That's why I'm not turned on. Like,
Yeah, it's like, nah, bro. It's like the turn on factors, and people automatically feel like when you ask that question too soon, oh, what you just trying to? No, I'm not just trying to do that. That is an icing on the cake. I am coming for that, but that's not the first thing I want, though.
Right.
That's not the first thing I want. Don't get it twisted. We'll be having a lot different conversation. This wouldn't be one of them, but it's like, so it's very interesting how certain people like again, it's that old school way where we shouldn't talk about certain things. So asking those kind of questions up front, asking the how do you like asking people how many kids do you want, or asking people about what's their religion, how would they want to raise their kids. Apparently all of this was always too soon for everybody. And it gives people, oh, you're moving too fast for me vibes. But no. You need to know what you're getting into day one.
Ask those questions. I feel like that's a whole another podcast episode.
Yeah, that's definitely I don't know what we call that one, but that's definitely another one. Yeah, but yeah, it's like the not knowing yourself in order to anyone to be able to get into it. But the real topic at hand, where we were
back to temptation.
Yeah, temptation. It's very. I feel like it's very easy and hard for most people. That sexual temptation.
Fall into temptation.
Yeah, like how do you yourself? Question is for you because you've always asked the questions. So I'm asking the question today. How would you yourself welcome that temptation?
How would I welcome it?
Yeah, while you're in a relationship. Now, it's a simple question. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. But if you do, explain how would you go about handling it, accepting it, and that thing. Okay. And then if you don't, how do you go about handling that too?
Right. So I think temptation in relationships isn't something that I experience a lot. Though I have experienced it, and I will go into that, but it's not something I experience a lot because of the way that my lovely neurodivergent brain works. Like, I don't see people and just be like, "Ooh, that guy is hot. I want to have sex with him." Like, my brain doesn't work the way. So I could see some guy and he could be hot. And I remember way back when I was in church and we were at praise and worship practice. This is when I was in church. We were at praise and worship practice, and I look over, and this girl is staring like this. And I was like, what is she staring at? And I look over, and there's this guy in this tight shirt, muscles rippling everywhere, and I was just like, oh, that's nice. Okay. And then I kept on doing what I was doing. Like, this girl was like on the verge of drooling, and I was just like, oh, okay. But that's just not the way my brain works. There has to be like some emotional connection or that intensity. But when that does happen, how I navigate temptation for me, I generally